All right, let's talk about a huge new challenge facing pretty much everyone right now, getting your brand seen in the age of AI search. If you've ever felt like your content is just shouting into the void while these AI answers get all the attention, well, you're in the right place.
So you've seen it, right? You ask a question to something like ChatGPT, or you see one of Google's new AI overviews, and your brand is just gone. Or maybe even worse, it's mentioned, but it's all wrong. It's a super frustrating feeling, but the good news is this is a problem we can absolutely solve.
Look, when the rules of the game change, you need a new playbook. It's that simple. We have to start thinking beyond classic SEO and start embracing something new. It's called Generative Engine Optimization, or, you guessed it, GEO for short.
Okay, so what on earth is GEO? Well, think of it this way. It's all about making your content super AI-friendly. This isn't about gaming the system or finding some weird trick. Nope. It's about structuring your content so that AI can easily understand it, trust it enough to cite you, and, here's the kicker, even use your visuals to explain things. And this really gets to the heart of the shift. You know, with good old SEO, the big prize was getting that top-ranked blue link, right? The whole game was about keywords. But with GEO, the goal is totally different. The new prize is getting your brand featured inside the AI's answer itself. And to do that, you got to shift your focus to clarity, solid evidence, and, what we're really going to dive into, visuals.
So what does that actually look like in practice? Well, to get featured, your content really needs to check 3 boxes. First, it's got to be understandable. We're talking clear language, simple headings. Second, it needs to be site-worthy. You need credible sources, real evidence. And third, and this is the big one, it has to be multimodal, meaning it's not just text anymore. And that last point, that's your new secret weapon.
Which brings us to the core of this whole strategy. And honestly, this is where you get a real kind of unfair advantage, the power of visuals. I'm talking about good, clean diagrams, charts, branded graphics, all of it. In this new world, these are not just decorations anymore. They are absolutely essential signals that scream to the AI, hey, this is important.
And here's the why behind it. AI systems like Google's Gemini, they're just built differently. The techie term is natively multimodal, which is just a fancy way of saying they don't see things in pieces. They don't just read your text and then look at your picture separately, they process it all together at the same time to build a much deeper, more complete picture of what you're talking about.
So how do visuals actually do the heavy lifting? Well, a few ways. First, they act as what's called an entity anchor. A really simple, well-labeled diagram can make a super complex idea click instantly. Second, they're incredibly scannable. A chart can show a relationship way faster than a paragraph of text can, and that's true for both people and AI. And finally, when you add good metadata to your images, you're sending these powerful little signals that just reinforce your authority on the topic.
Okay, so you might be hearing this term Nano Banana floating around, and you're probably thinking, what is that? Don't worry, it's not as weird as it sounds. It's really just the industry's fun little nickname for a seriously powerful tool, Google's Gemini 2.5 Flash Image. And this is the kind of tool you can use to start creating all those on-brand, geo-friendly visuals we've been talking about.
Okay, that's the theory. It all makes sense, right? But the real question is, how do you actually do it? So let's get practical. Let's walk through a super simple step-by-step action plan for creating these visuals. Think of this as your new visual workflow.
This whole process really goes from prep to publish. First, you get your brand kit ready. Then you seed the AI. Basically, you upload a few of your existing visuals so it can learn your style. Then comes the fun part, prompting and iterating until you land on the perfect image. But, and this is crucial, you can't stop there. The next step is adding all that rich metadata. We're talking good file names, clear alt text, and finally, you publish that visual right next to the claim it's supporting on your page. Simple as that.
And to make this even more real for you, here are some prompt recipes you can literally just copy and paste. Look at how specific these are. We're telling it the exact dimensions, the specific hex code for our color, even telling it to match the style of another image we gave it. This level of detail is how you get out of the AI lottery and really take control of the creative process.
All right, before you hit that publish button, just run your visual through this quick checklist. Is it on brand with your colors and logo? Is it easy to read with high contrast? Does it have a descriptive file name, not just, image_final v2.png? Is the alt text sharp and full of your key terms? And did you get that little bit of technical structured data in there? Ticking all these boxes, that's what takes an image from just being pretty
to being truly geo-ready.
Okay, so you've put in the work, you've created these awesome optimized visuals, but how do you know if it's actually working? Let's talk about the payoff and how you can measure it.
So what exactly should you be tracking? Well, it's more than just seeing if you get mentioned. You need to look at the sentiment of those mentions. Is the AI talking about you in a positive way? And here's a huge new one, your visual presence rate. Is the AI actually choosing to use your diagrams and your charts in its answers? These are the new KPIs that are going to tell you if your geo strategy is really hitting the mark.
And hey, here's a pro tip if you really want to get clean, undeniable data. Run a little experiment. For about 6 to 8 weeks, take a group of your new visually rich articles and compare their performance against a control group of your old text-only pages. That's how you'll get a super clear picture of the impact this is having.
So, let's wrap up with this one big idea. The front page of the internet is fundamentally changing. It's not just a list of links anymore. More and more, it's a direct answer. So if these AI answers are becoming the new homepage, the only question left is your brand ready to be featured?